Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
This program is sponsored by Affordable Appliance Service, Cheney's Restaurant, and Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust. On our media line, the mayor of Eden, Neville Hall. Mayor, hello. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, Mike. How are you? I hope everything's going good for you.
Been a good week, indeed. Well, let's talk first about the tragedy on the Dan River that now is into the second week. Can you give us an update on that, where we are with that, Mayor?
Well, as of last night, which is the last I talked to anyone, there's still one person missing, and the search continues. The river is a tough place to search because it's moving, obviously, and you can't see what's below it and what something may be caught on, or it can be underwater for a long time, and hopefully they'll keep searching. I know they'll keep searching until they are able to recover the body.
Yeah.
So I think that it's just been a terrible tragedy that you never want to see happen, and we really are praying and have our thoughts with the family and the survivors.
Yes, indeed, that's for sure. So 4 recovered, 4 died in the river, and then we're still searching for the one. And I understand that Duke Energy has put up those better or more visible warning signs this week.
Yes, I saw that actually on the news. I went down to the site and visited, and I think that some more signage would be appropriate, and they've already done that and may do even more.
Yeah. I think one thing that comes out of this, Mayor, when you have a tragedy like this, whether it's an airplane crash or a drowning, when you've got a good team in place like we have with Rockingham County Emergency Management and Mark Cates and his team, and all of the city resources, rescue squad, and everyone that have trained for this, and then something happens, and it all, that part of it goes just as it should be, almost textbook, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to the agencies working together throughout the county. Whenever there is a tragedy, which we've unfortunately had a few recently, the entire county responds, and it's just an overwhelming response of our emergency personnel, and the victims or the survivors often talk about what a comforting feeling it was to see that many emergency personnel on site, and there's no boundary lines for those guys and girls when it's time to do something, to work on an emergency. They just show up and do their job.
Yeah. Well, a special thanks to Rodney Cates and Emergency Management and everyone there for sure. Well, good to see you at the ribbon cutting yesterday. Another ribbon cutting for a new business coming to Eden. And give us the background on that. Mike Doherty with the city getting a real pat on the back for his patience and just kind of making that happen after many years.
Yeah, back before his role evolved into more of an industrial recruiter, he was very much active in commercial recruiting and had reached out to Burke's Outlet, thinking it was a good fit for the city. It's a smaller retail store that carries a variety of items, so he thought that would be a good fit, and they came and looked, and I think Mike and some other people got excited because they actually came and indicated they might come. This was 13 years ago.
Wow.
So every time there's been an opening in that shopping center or any other, he always shoots them an email and says, "Hey, if you're still interested, we've got a retail space." So that's why we were saying he'd been fighting it for so long. But to have them here, I think it's not only a testament to Mike. I think it's a testament to Marty Cotis, who owns the shopping center. Mm-hmm. He's definitely spending a lot of money and upfitting the shopping center. He wanted that tenant in there, and they were able to negotiate a lease, and so finally they're here and they're open. And as you saw yesterday, there's plenty of things in there to shop for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a neat store. So we're delighted to welcome Burke's Outlet to Eden and to Rockingham County, right there on Kings Highway in Eden. Yeah, that shopping center opened the year I came here in fall of a little bit in the summer, but mainly fall of 72. And like other centers, it kind of has its ups and downs. But coming back big time now, it looks like, for Kingsway Plaza.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen the drawings or renderings, but there are plans, I understand, for a significant change in the lighting in the parking lot. And I think that would really add some life back to that center that's, like you said, had some tough times, but it's so visible. It's right in the center of town, and it's good to have it occupied, and the new lighting is going to be fabulous from what I've heard. So
Yeah, I've heard the same.
forward to that being done.
Sure. And maybe a restaurant down on the other end where Summers was, I hear.
I understand that that's under construction. I heard the same thing yesterday.
Yeah, okay. So good things continuing to happen in the city of Eden, that's for sure. All right.
We've cut a lot of ribbons. We've cut a lot of ribbons lately.
I know. Sure. Yeah. The you need to increase the ribbon budget in the next year. Whatever. Anything else we need to talk about, Mayor?
Just would like to say what a great success it was at the Oinkin Ale the other day. That was it's just so nice to be back out and in public and watching people have a good time and be able to socialize with each other. That was a great event, and the Uptown merchants did a good job getting that organized, and I think that obviously that was a success, and hopefully that'll be followed up with the Shagging on Fieldcrest in July down in the Draper section. And I'm sure people are anxious to get out for that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good time.
Well, we've mentioned several parts of the city. Let's talk about the Boulevard a moment, because good news in that last city council meeting about that MSD. So tell us about that.
Yeah, that's a voluntary program that the merchants vote themselves into I guess you'd call it a new tax. And the city just collects that additional tax, and it's their money. We just hold it in an account, their MSD fund, and they can spend it on whatever they see fit. Their board of merchants has complete control of that money. It's a light tax relatively. It just creates a fund that enables them to go after if there's a particular grant for some facade work or anything. If it requires a match from the merchants, then they have that funding there to do that. It takes a while to build up a significant amount. The Leaksville merchants have been doing it over 20 years, I think. But it's a good way to start a little savings account, I guess is what you call it, and then you have each other's interest in mind when you're making a decision, so that it betters the whole street and the whole block. So I'm glad they went for that. It opens up some possibilities for other funding too.
Sure.
Having an MSD, yeah.
Yeah, and so like I said, Leaksville's had it for a long time, and Draper for a while now, and so that really kind of puts all of our main shopping areas there on the same playing field, so to speak, I guess, and that's just helpful all the way around.
Yeah, and I've dealt with downtown Reidsville some for many years. They started it long ago, and theirs is significantly higher rate than ours, and I think that's why they're able to do some of the more expensive projects in their downtown area. They don't depend on the city or a grant to get things done. They have the funding there. But it's additional tax that the owners placed on themselves. So, at their discretion, they can raise it, lower it, or stop doing it.
Yeah, well, it's a good starting point for sure. And people, someone mentioned the other day about benches, nice something to add to the sidewalk area in front of a business, whatever. And that normally the city doesn't pay for things like that, is it? Or flower pots and things like that?
Yeah, we will assist with that, and especially if there's a grant program around, and then we actually do, but we spend city funds on some of those things.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't. Yeah, we don't have the funds to just continue to input, to put aesthetics into place. So we have to work with the different districts and work with the merchants on that to get
Sure.
things done.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else we need to mention? I guess people are going to be heading to the splash pad at Freedom Park here in earnest with 90 degrees here soon.
Yeah, that, and go enjoy that. And, of course, July the 3rd and 4th at the high school is the Kiwanis Club event. I know a lot of confusion about whether or not they were going to have it this year, and the fireworks are Sunday night, so just be prepared if you hear the boom. There's no reason to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we're trying to get back to a good old-fashioned Eden 4th of July.
Yeah.
And the parade is on Saturday. The Fair Funeral Home Parade is on Saturday. That's always a community favorite. So let's continue to support that, and then I guess just relax and have a fun 4th.
Oh, yeah. Good to have those back on the calendar. And music can cruise in at Freedom Park and the Kiwanis Amphitheater tomorrow, starting at 5:30. Remedy live concert at 6, and other things going on with that. Okay,
Yeah.
Mayor, always great to talk to you. Thanks for the update and the good news, as usual.
Well, thank you, Mike, for calling, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, we'll talk again next month.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks. That's the Mayor of Eden, Neville Hall. Now, a little bit more about our sponsors. Let's start with Affordable Appliance Service and our friend Richie Richardson. He repairs all home appliances, washers, dryers, stoves, dishwashers, refrigerators, ceiling fans, overhead lighting. He's local. He has reasonable rates. He's quick to respond. We've used him a number of times over the years. Call the man at Affordable Appliance Service, Richie Richardson, 336-552-9844. Then we have two businesses on Kings Highway. Let's start with Cheney's Restaurant, a hometown favorite for many, many years. Our granddaughter Addie is visiting with us, and we all had breakfast there yesterday at Cheney's. Oh, I love the breakfast at Cheney's, that country ham and eggs and grits and all of that. Oh, it's the best. And then their spaghetti and their steaks and daily meats and vegetables. Lots of great home cooking at Cheney's. And finish off your meal with one of their nice cobblers, perhaps. That's Cheney's Restaurant. Thanks to Daryl and the good folks there. Good to see everyone there yesterday. And then we have Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust. Charles Carter has been doing this kind of work for over 30 years. He has a good team of all qualified mechanics to help him as well. Quality work, affordable prices, specializing in exhaust, custom and stock exhaust, and really all automotive work. Open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. That's Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you for tuning in. A couple of websites to tell you about. EdenNC.us. If you're new to the area, that's a good way to get acclimated to Eden and all of the good things happening. And then on Facebook, we have the city website, and Explore Eden NC on Facebook, and the website as well, exploreedennc.com. And I always remind you to shop local, support our hometown businesses, like our sponsors, Affordable Appliance Service, Cheney's Restaurant, and Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust.